Since it's such a dreary day, I decided it would be a nice time to just paint something scary again. Something bloody. Something dark. So here we go. Once again, stupid. I'm Goth Ross. Welcome to my studio. I've already prepped my canvas here, as you can see. It's white on the top and it's very scary on the bottom. Layers of scary stuff going on in here. And what I want to do is I want to make a very scary scene here that's very bloody. It's too much blood. So what we're going to do today is we are going to paint as much as we can in one show, because I don't want to bore you to death. But I do want to see you scream. Oh, some of these are hard to open. Oh, there. It's opened with a little bit of elbow grease. So anyways, if you have never done this before, this is called painting. And what you do when you're painting is you take brushes to the surface with different colors on them. And you want to do it in different time periods. So there's different times for different things. So, what I want to start with is doing the sky here. This is all still wet. It's got to be wet, okay? Because if it's not, you're in big trouble. But I've already gotten all these various colors out. They're variously scary. Dark blues and a green, red, and that's a bright red, and then yellow, and you got your scary blue for the sky. It's not really, this is the nicest part of this painting, is just having this beautiful sky. So I'm just gonna load the brush up here a little bit. Not too much, but I also want to put a little bit of red in there. Okay, and not over mix it, but just kind of get just a little bit of red in there. And just kind of lay it on there. Okay, however you want to lay it on there. It's like kind of like this crisscross thing, and then you want to leave it the area white that you want to kind of put a scary cloud in there. And you don't want to go too far with things. You just want to let them be how they are, because that's what makes it cool. So I'm just kind of crisscrossing a little bit here. Try to get out of your way so you can get a more of a vibe. Okay. It looks like I'm gonna have a cloud like here, kind of a thing, right? So it comes down and it's right in there. So there you go. You get yourself the basis of a sky. Okay. And then we want to put in some clouds. Just do a little bit more over here. Hold on. Okay, and then I'm gonna just do some of these white clouds. So I have to have a couple brushes ready always to do this. So I already have like another brush. Isn't that cool? So what I do with this brush is I come in and I get a little bit of the white. And it might also be good to have like a very, very liquidy white to go with it. Okay. So let's see what happens here. Just gonna get some white on there. And you know, this is where I actually have decided maybe not that, but not that yet, okay? So that's fine. We have that brush ready. Don't be scared. You can take your other brush, and what I want to get is some black and some red. So where's the black at? Is the question. Gotta figure that out. Hold on. Trying to find it. I do have the red right here. I need the black. So you got to get your intern to get you your black. Or if you don't have an intern, you got to get it yourself. Here we go, midnight black. Got it. So I'm going to go over here and get some black and red. To do this, you just get your black loaded, and then if it has a little bluish, it's fine. A little red, okay. And you're just trying to get a little cloud in here, right? This is kind of like the shadow of the cloud. So you just quickly just get it in there. You don't want to overdo your moves, so you just do a quick little doohickey, and then you go back and you get your white. This is where I grab the white that I was doing before. And a lot of this time you can be sad if you want to be. It's up to you. I'm just trying to give you a little inspiration. Trying to get some white here, maybe a little, just a little bit of the liquid. Okay. These are your main clouds, so you want this to be kind of like loaded brush. Okay. And then you just come in and put little circles in, you know, and get more white. I think the liquid white is helping on this, so hold on. Liquid white is just a very scary color. And I'm just trying to get the outside edge of this. Okay, let's get some more white on there. More white. And you'll find that a lot of this has to do with the consistency of your paint on your brush and the pain in your heart. Okay, so you got this like pretty cool cloud coming out of here. Right, you got your cloud up top. What you want to do is you want to blend this out with a dry brush. So you get your dry brush out. And okay, you ready? Just want to kind of lightly give it a little bit of fluff on the edges. Okay, and it'll just help it look more blended in. Fluff it a little bit maybe, you know, just give it a little bit of fluffaroo. Trying to get rid of some of those pesky old brush strokes. It's like you're barely touching. That is a slurpy sound that you may have heard in the background. And I'm going to try to get as far as I can. I am definitely scared, but we're going to try to get as far as we can with this painting today. Okay. I would like to do it as fast as possible, but you know, not quite there yet. But there you go. You have a basic sky. You know, it's a sky. It's a real sky. It's real. It's a sky, and you just got it up there. So then you're still going with this. And don't worry if you get sad. Don't worry if you get sad. Don't you worry. If you're like, I messed it up. You probably did. You probably did. Okay. I might even like fluff up some of this edges here. It's kind of like a circular, barely touching this surface thing. Just to kind of, you know, make it fluffier. It's in the sky area. It's a very fluffy sky. So I'm just kind of giving it what it needs to feel like it's a sky, sorta. Very scary sky. So then what you got to do now is figure out, I'm going to be doing some waves in this painting. I'm just trying to dry this brush off. And here's a little goth advice. Just clean your brush in here. So if you have your cleaner, and then you can just do it within a bag, then you don't have to worry about getting it all over your house. A lot of people think that they need to do it the same way as the other Ross, and they destroy their belongings. And all they had to do was put it in this little bag and then clean off their stuff right in there, right? With a paper towel. You can leave the paper towel in the bag even. It becomes like a trash receptacle. Isn't that fun to think about? Now I have this little area here I wanted to touch. There we go. So there's layers of different paints here. So don't get too scared about it. Okay, almost. It's pretty clean enough. Okay, so now what we got to do is get your fan brush out. Yeah, you like that? So that's a brush that you'll use to do the waves. And we're going to use the white again here. I'll take that 2-inch brush there. But we have all this white paint, so we're just going to load this brush right on up. Look at that. Look at all that. Can you believe it? So then you're just like, let's go. But then you come in here, and this is a fun part, okay? So wait for it. Let me just get on this side because it's easier to do it this way for me. But you just kind of barely touching the surface here. And only doing it like one time because you don't want to like overdo this. Because then you dork. So then you're just kind of like coming in here and getting a little bit of the backing waves on a first pass, first comes basis. Okay. Like I said, don't overdo it. Just do it and then to it. And then what you got to do is load. Hold on, let me get a little bit more white paint over here. I got to get this cleaned off a little bit because there's a little bit of contamination in there. I want it to be white. Isn't this just wonderful? It's supposed to be the winter here, but it's now summer in the winter, and that's kind of goth. But that's why I decided, well, it's a nice day. Let's paint something scary, kind of. Okay. Now what you want to do right now is sketch where the wave is going to be that you're going to have, okay? So what you do is you kind of like rough it in. Get some more white. Hold on. Uh-oh, that got contaminated pretty quickly. Okay, so you're just getting it on there. Okay, you got your white, and then I'm just, once again, all I'm doing here is sketching out where it's going to live. Right? So there's your wave, right? You know where your wave's going to be. You're going to have a little bit of fun. And then what you do, you do these multiple layers of this. Okay. Okay. Don't worry about using up too much paper towels because it's the messiest thing in the world is doing painting. It's very messy and it's best to just go with the flow. Okay, so then what I want to do now is have like a couple layers in the back. And don't worry if you're feeling overly gothed out. It's a natural reaction to painting. Okay? So don't be worried about it. But what you want to do is, you know, I want to get a little bit of liquid white here. Hold on. I just feel like I need it. Gives it just a little bit more, it's just a little bit more thin. Okay, now what I can do is I can come in and I can like just have fun with this. Hold on one second. Sometimes you gotta hold. Okay, you can't just think that you're not gonna hold sometimes. So you're gonna need to. Okay. So hold on, I'm almost there. Okay, just a second. Okay, so we know where the wave's gonna be, right? And now we just want to just kind of go in here and just kind of like, and look, you just can put another wave in there, right? And what's fun is you can come over here and do the same thing, right? And then what you got to do, hold on, I got to get more white. It's contaminated with blue. But you just want to like kind of okay, hold on one second. Okay. Just gotta get more white. Okay. Because I wanted to come over here and hit this just one more time. Okay. And the same with that, but you got to clean it off every time if you want to do this right. You got to clean your brush off and keep it clean. Otherwise your white's not going to be right. Then what are you going to do with yourself without the right white on? This is all just instructional for myself more than anything. But anyways, okay, so you have that stuff, but here's where it's important. I've got to get that, you got to get that right momentum with your hand, and you got to be using the right brush. Okay? So I don't think you want a white brush, okay? It's got to be white. Okay. All right, and then you have the fact that you need to be partying at the same time. And that can be hard for a lot of people, to have to party as well as be a painter. But it's something I believe that you can do in your spare time. So I just want you to have fun. And that's why I'm here, is to teach you guys that being goth does not have to be sad all the time. But just have fun with it, you know? You want to do the same thing on the main wave here. So I'm going to get a little bit more liquid white, okay? Get it over here and Just kind of get it on the brush. Okay. And you just want to get it on the brush. You got to clean off that brush every freaking time almost. Okay. The hardest part about painting is the consistency and the technique, obviously. Okay, and then what you do is I want to use that other brush because it's just so hard to keep the right consistency. But I want to do the same thing here where it's a pullback technique, you know? You're just pulling the paint back over into the negative, very negative space. It's got to be very negative. Like Typo Negative is a good band, which I like. But it's up to you. It's your tastes. You're just being a painter right now. Think about it that way. Is that you are now painting, whether you're doing good or not. It doesn't matter. It just means that you're painting and you're painterly. Right? And you're being very painterly about it. I'm just kind of adding in just a little bit more, but you know, you don't want to go overboard with it, obviously, and you don't want to overdo it on touching the same area too much. You just want to kind of get in there and get out. Okay? So, now, okay, now you got to do some rock of some sort. You got to do like some you know, some boundaries so it's cool looking, you know. Give it just a little bit of fun. So, yeah. But you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I just feel like I need to just kind of hit this. And that's the beauty of oil paint. You can come in and fix little things very easily because it's still wet. There. Just so it's not perfection, because if you can see the line, then you know it's not real. Okay, so anyways, let's keep going here. I mean, we're making good progress. We're having fun. I think what's important now is to just build some land, because there would be land somewhere. And what color, you got to decide, okay, what color do I want this land to be, you know? What land color can I make it? So, that's a tough decision. I had it all laid out before, but now I've like kind of changed my mind. I mean, I'm still having fun, and that's what's nice, is that it's easy to have fun. It's very easy, and it's fun to have fun. So what you do is you come in here and you decide what color. I think, you know, it'd be fun to do a color that you wouldn't expect. That's what I always say. Because the more that you do a color that you would expect, the boringer you're going to be about it. Okay? So what I want to do is combine some colors, so I'm ready to paint in some basic shapes. And hi, it's me again. I'm Goth Ross, and you're joining me on a very goth time in my life. I already got goth paint on my clothes, so if you don't mind, I'll be right back.
Humdy dum 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 humdy dum
Humdy dum, hummity dum 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 dum, humdy dum, oh, hummity dum.
humdy humdy dum.
Okay. I know you're still there. I was just singing you a song, a little holding song, because I got this stupid paint on my pants. Once you get paint on your pants, you're screwed. So, gotta just kind of figure out what I'm gonna do about that, because I guess these are now my painterly pants, which is fine. Gotta just decide, what are my painterly pants? You know? They need to be goth. So I just buy another one of these pairs of these pants since I'm loaded. Okay, I'm coming back. And no, I'm not loaded, but thank you for asking. It's been nice to know you. Okay, so what we're doing, I'm back now, hi. I am Goth Ross. Okay, so what I wanted to do is to take this Indian yellow. Indian yellow is a very nice yellow, and you just fill up your brush with this Indian yellow. Okay, it's a great consistency right now, so this should work just perfecto. All we're wanting to do here now, after I get this really nice and loaded, is come in and figure out what kind of scary hillside is there here, you know, like where is it, why is it here, what does it want from us? So paint it in. You're just trying to get the shape of it in there, okay, and you're gonna get some contaminated colors for sure, guaranteed. So get it in and really dig it in there, because if you don't, you're just a weakling. So you just kind of get it in and you just get in this shape. This is kind of a weird stair-steppy one, which is cool. Okay, so then you have that, right? Well, hold on a second. Just got to get my bearings here. Oops. Oh, man. Okay, hold it. Here we go. Just trying to get my bearings, okay? So after you have your shape in here, what you want to do is just kind of like give it some little doohickeys and whatnot, you know. Okay. And just by kind of like doing some of that stuff. Okay, and then what you can do is you can take a dry brush, which you should always have a dry brush on you at all times. And if you don't, you're not doing it right again. But what you want to do is you want to, you know, get this kind of in a cool spot, right? Don't overdo it. But there you go. You have like a, you have this mountainside, or whatever that is over there, and then you can do another one. So what you can do now is add just a little bit of red in with the color, just a little bit, you know, and just do another one of these things. Put it right here, you know. There's another one. Okay, and you just do the same thing. You kind of okay, so you have another one, and you do the same thing with your brush, is you just kind of bring it in here. Okay, so you have one more layer of this, and then you can do just a bunch of them. You can just go all ape shite on it and just have fun, and just make them even darker and redder, maybe even, so it's like a weird, you could have like a weird, there's a weird area over here. I don't know what is happening with these dang places, right? So then you have another one right there. You do the same thing. You kind of give it a little bit of whatever, not too much. And then you bring your dry brush in, and you just kind of bring it down. Okay. And it just naturally comes down, and you can just keep doing this. I'm going to do it until one more. I'm going to make it just a little bit darker. Okay. Just because I have a dark, evil heart, so I might as well put that kind of representation into my painting, that I would want a dark, evil damnation. You know what I mean? So you just want to get it in there. There's a sweet, sweet damnation. And you may be wondering, what's wrong with you? You know? You might, I don't know, maybe. Let me get my bearings again, hold on. It takes a while to get your bearings. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm having fun. You know, it's just quite a journey. So you just kind of have it in here. I like to hit the side a little bit just to kind of give it its charm. And you just kind of fluff this up a little bit. At this point, if you don't have any other way of getting a clean brush, you're going to want to clean this off a bit, because it probably is contaminated quite a bit. So, let's see, let's just get this cleaned off. You can hold your horses, you can see how long it takes. Just clean it off in a paper towel. It's That's all you got to do. And you know, I'm going to clean off this other one that was for the hills. So, might as well. Okay. I actually kind of would like to just kind of give it some more, you know, movement. You can do this all day where you detail it and stuff. I'm not going to do that, but I'm, you know, getting there. So that's just those hills back there. They're having fun. Okay. All right. All right. So it's like the mustard landfall. Got these little mustardy ass landfall. Now what you can do to bring it together is you get some more white. Let's get some more white. Let's see here. Maybe I can salvage this. Yeah. Okay, so you get some more white on your brush. Probably a little bit of liquid white. Always helps. Liven the mood. And then you just kind of bring it in here, right? You just kind of... Sorry for standing in front of you for a second, but... Just kind of bring in more... Okay. And just have fun with it. You can come back in with the brush here, the dry brush. Just liven up the mood. It's just like a barely touching the canvas situation. Okay, that just kind of gives it a little bit more of a 70s vibe. Okay, and I would still take like a liner brush, just a small one, and just get this a little bit nicer. See this? I don't think this brush is gonna work. Hold on. I think I am gonna just use the crazy old fan brush again. Load her up. Right? So you're just kind of giving it a little seashore by the seashells. Okay, anyways, what we need to do now is the most important part, and that's actually getting into doing this freaking wave. We've gotten this far. I think we can do it. I believe in you. We're gonna get our bearings together here so we can do this. And I just want you to think about how much fun you're having right now versus me. So my hands are definitely dirty. Anything I touch in the room is ruined. So that's cool. That's cool. It's really cool to ruin everything when you're trying to paint all the time. I don't know why I'm doing this. But what you got to do next is quite the fun thing to do. And you want to just give it like a wish-spitty doo-dah dandle. So what you do is you just come in. Here, I'm going to come from this side so you can see. I'm just going to go. This is where the wave is breaking over, and you may need to clean your brush a lot to do this right. Okay, don't get nervous. I'm not going to let you see what I'm doing for a second, okay? It's tough. What's key about this, and I'm not doing it yet, is just consistency of the movement, consistency of the bristles. Okay. You gotta clean your brush constantly to do this right. Okay, so just think about that. Every time you do one, you need to clean your bristles every time if you want to do this right. Right? Because otherwise, you're gonna just overdo it, and then the effect doesn't look right. Okay. Now this one that I'm doing is an extreme sports. So you got to think about that too. It's just tough. It's a lot harder than you'd think to do this right. Okay, so you're trying to get just like a good basic wave shape in there. But that's not the part that sells it. The part that sells it is after you have like this basic shape, which I still want to fix. Hold on. Just got to make sure it looks even, Steven. So many layers of magic, isn't there? Okay. Now you got to take your filbert brush out that I just purchased for this purpose today, because I needed a new filbert. Filbert sounds cool. It's got a good ring to it. My hands are dirty as hell. So what you want to do with that is get it into that color. You want to get it into a good color. Hold on. I'm just trying to decide what I'm gonna do. I think, yeah. Because it's supposed to be reddish, right? It's supposed to be reddish, but bluish. There's a little blue in there, a little red. Okay. I'm gonna get it nice and on there. And this is where you want to like this is where you're giving it like the edge. And when I say the edge, I don't mean the guy from U2. Okay, see how I just kind of like got it up in there? So that's just kind of like the dark area of it. You can do this like okay, you see what's going on now? That's movie magic, okay? So then what you got to do next, well, hold on. You just want it to be cool. And then you want to get funky. So then what you do is make sure you still have paper towels, because paper towels are still needing to be used, okay? Because without paper towels, you're kind of screwed. So this is going to be the filbert as well. It's going to have a little bit of yellow in it, not too much, and mostly yellow. I want to put just like a tad bit of red in it. Okay. And then what this is, hold on one second. Just doing a little bit of reconnaissance. Okay, so anyways, what you want to do is I want to do this eye here, you see? So just got to get a lot of paint. And like I said, I wanted just a little bit of yellow and mostly white with a little red. Okay. And you just want to kind of get it in there. You got to start over if you get too contaminated with your colors. So get back out of that. And let's see here. Okay, so you're just kind of painting with your hands. You're still going for it. Okay, and then what you have to do, I want to get it more white in there, so I'll put more white in here. Okay. Okay. And now you have to take a dry brush again. And you just gotta soften it up. And start bringing it down. Okay, and now what I want to do is, so hold on. Got all these I got all these dirty brushes everywhere. I need to do a little reconnaissance. Hold on. There's a lot to think about. You know what I mean? It's not easy to think about all this stuff all the time. But this is where it starts to come together. So you just get your filbert out and you just start. It'd be nice if I didn't put a bunch of stuff on the floor right now. Keep tripping on everything in the room, that's good. But what you do in here is you're just kind of getting your wave. Okay? And what you want to do is then you want to, once you feel like you got like a cool vibe, make sure it's soft enough. Okay. Okay, yeah. Now, what you're gonna do is, oh yeah, give it a little wispity doo dah dandy. Okay. And then you just need to get your liner brush, and you want to get liquid white. You want to make sure it's on there really nice. Okay. And this is where you can kind of put in a little bit more detailed waves. Okay. So just kind of put in those details right now. And don't overdo it. Okay, get more white. And you can put in a couple more little whipsity doo dah dandies. Key is that you set it and you forget it. You don't hit it 100 times in the same spot. Okay. And then what it does is it looks a little bit more real. Okay. I want to put some of those down there too. Hold on. Oops. Redecorating the place a little bit. But having fun. So you just kind of get them in here. You have to get more paint, you just do. I'm still painting. It's got to get more liquid white. It's not as fast as you'd think to do all this. But you can have fun with it. And that's what's nice. I'm a little bit too much of a nitpick. I want it to look exactly a certain way. So I'm going from sight only, or sight of my brain's eye, and I don't know. Close. Okay. And we're getting to the point that I'm feeling pretty good that I can do these last couple steps that are kind of really important. So I hope you're having fun with Goth Ross tonight. And if it's not tonight and it's some other day, that's fine too. I'm gonna make sure my audio is still working. Sometimes you realize your audio didn't work and then you're like, uh-oh. Okay, so here we go. Now, I need to get my bearings with me. Hold on. Hold your horses. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to get your filbert house, your filbert, wherever you had that at. That's not it. Get your filbert, because what you got to do is make sure it's clean, first of all. But you'll see how this works. This can be scary and bloody. I'm going to put red, primarily red and white. Okay? Red and white. And what you do is you is it where I'm trying to get it. Hold on. Hold your horses. Okay. You just kind of It's just getting a little bit scary. Hold on, let me clean this off. Crazy old Filbert. Okay. Make sure your brush is clean every time. Gotta get more and more and more. It's just about getting the splashiness just right. Hold on, I gotta clean. It's a cleaning that takes the time, but it's worth it. So you just get more white. And thank you for joining me. It's taking a while today, but that's fine. Just throw your controller everywhere if you want. Okay? So what I'm doing now, just got to keep that splashiness going. Hold on. Keep the splashiness alive. It's kind of like a weird cross. Like maybe that's real blood in this scene. It could be real blood in that water. He's really hitting them rocks. You really see it hitting something over there. So what you want to do is, I'm not done with this section yet. It's close. Hold on. Oh, I lost my thing. Oh well. But as you can see, just by mixing it up and doing that technique of the flippity-doo-dah with the brush, you can get this cool effect. I'm gonna lightly get it in here. See? What you can do is you can kind of get it in here even. Right? You just kind of, you're just mixing it up a little bit, you know? It's on the edge. And then you want to take your dry brush and you want to soften up the edges. I'm losing light in here. That's why when I get to the end of this, we're going to call it good. And you're going to get the final reveal at the very, very end, later in life. We just want to... It's all about these little circles. Okay. Little baby circles. Circles worth. Now I'm going to still do a little section here. And this is the beauty of this once again, is that you can, but like, feels like, I just felt like it should have a little bit more action up there, right? Just a little bit. This is mostly dry. Okay, and then I just want to soften that up. So this is a bloody good time, actually. You know, it's a blood beach. It's like normal color water that kind of came in and hit this bloody old beach. And the beach could be haunted easily, if you think about it. It could be, and it should be. It deserves that. Okay, so what I have to do now, and let's see, how long have we been doing this anyways? What do you think? Hour and 20 minutes? That's not too bad, right? It's fun. Hold on one second. But, you know, to build like this semi-reasonably cool water scene, I'm just softening it up still a little bit. With this limited lighting in here, it's definitely tricky for me, but I'm getting it, figuring it out. All right. Does seem kind of scary. We're just going to keep going. I was going to stop, but I think I want to keep just going with it, you know? So you got to think, what is it crashing against? And it's crashing against some type of rock or whatever. And since we have this weird colored stuff, maybe it's crashing against a greenish a greenish rock thing. Could be interesting. So I'll take some green. My dirty old brush already has kind of stuff on it. Hold for 1 second, please. Okay, hold on 1 second. All right, so you have your like little, it could be like a little rock area thing, but it's got a weird color to it. Please bear with me. Now this is something that you want to do with a knife. So let's see, where's the knife at? Here's one. Okay, so get that color. And we're just gonna kind of put in this weird rock thing that it's hitting. Weird greenish rock thing. And just putting this color on there, it automatically does the technique of what you'd want it to look like. So you just kind of go with the flow and just let it be what it is. Set it and forget it. And you know, it'll automatically kind of look like a rock just by how you put this on there, right? It's just fun. And you can then okay, then you can just go in there and have fun with that. So you get your green on there. It's a very strange environment, but I guess it's a place. Very goth place. Very scary. I almost feel like I want to put some more of that greenish color in like a rock or something that's over here. So just, you know, you have that color kind of coming through in different spots. It's very dull. But it's there. This is gothy. This is a gothy time that I'm having with you. I don't know how gothy it really is, but it feels sort of gothy. You know, whatever. It's up to you guys. But I'm just trying to have fun with it. Okay. So let's just try to finish this bad boy up. Okay? Let's just try to finish this bad boy right up. And what you got to do now is get your fan brush. Make sure it's clean. Once again. Now you can see how real long it really takes to do this stuff. Because it's not easy to do it. But it's nice. I think what I need to do is get a little bit of this color in with this. Hold on. Let's get a little bit of this color in here. Okay. And when you put this on like this with a knife, it's going to be a lot thicker than usual. So if you want to put on anything that is another color, you better use a liquid, or you better use thinner. I'm going to put just a little bit of red in that. And then it gives us like illusion of it like having water down there that's kind of coming out. Pretty scary. Yeah, it's just like, you know, a little water splashing through there. Very strange, but fun. Very, 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 very weird painting. Let's get ahead of the game. Just trying to get some magic vibes. Okay, now we just want to get some white on the bottom in the water. blood. Just want to kind of got to make sure you have a lot of freaking white. You're a dork. So make sure you have enough white. This is a very long journey that we're taking together. Don't get too scared, but do get scary. I'm gonna rub it in there. Rub it in, rub it in. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Okay, so this is where you start losing your mind. But you can have fun with it. You don't need to worry. If you want to make a little beach area, you just okay. Then you take a dry brush. But then it has like a little reflection. Let me turn the light on in here so I can see better. And I'm going to soften this up. So hold on. Softening is the key. Okay, now one thing you want to do is take your liner brush and get it in the liquid white and you got to establish a water line. Okay, so there's a little water line there now. And since you have your little brush, you can add in some more details. Just got to use a liquid white. This is very goth. The only thing is that at a goth club there's always goth music, and this has no goth music, so it's a little boring. but it's fine. When you do this, you want to do it really quick, and you want to do it with really thin paint. Okay, very messy, very, very messy. But getting there, we're so close. You're doing such a good job tonight. Fun. Very goth, very, very goth. Right? Super goth. I'm going to add just like a little bit more here to the beach area. Give it a little bit more of a vibe. Make sure you keep white on your brush or you're a loser. Anywhere where I don't see the white on the brush, I'm fixing. And I hope you like my back, if you're seeing my back a lot, because baby got back. So there you go. There's a painting. It's almost done. Hold on, I just want to do a couple more little touches and then we're going to call it a good for tonight. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put just a little bit of this color up on over here. Just to kind of even the score. And I hope you guys really enjoyed yourselves tonight. And when you make a painting and you're depressed and you need to be making art, don't make AI. Just make terrible real art. You know what I mean? It's better to make your art in reality than to not. Now, I want to do one last thing, and that would be, besides putting my name on it, is I need to soften this up. And when you do that, what you can then do is just add a couple details on top. This is the messiest thing you could ever do. Just telling you, if you're wanting to make a mess, you will make one as soon as you do one of these paintings. But that's the sadness of painting. It doesn't always go your way. But it can be a nice time. It can be a very, very nice time. And you can have a painting and be like, I did a painting and I had a nice time and it was fun. This is the last thing. Just like, oh, hold on. Okay, I have to add just a little white there, just a little white. Don't be scared. Don't step on everything. Okay. I know it when I see it if it's done. I think it's good. It's the only one I didn't like. And remember, you can always go and do this. You don't have to get all sad that you screwed it up. You can still work on it. So close. So close. Okay. Well, that was very goth of you. I think that we got to the point where I feel like it's pretty good. One thing is I still think that there could be Hold on. Okay. All right. Just give it just a little bit more sandiness. It's a scary sandy reflection. Fun. You're now a pinball boy, goth boy, painting boy, boy. This is the sadness of painting something weird, weird colors, weird wave, bizarre time. Thank you for joining me. I am Goth Ross, and we painted a scary bloody wave. Well, it's a normal wave that crashed onto a bloody beach, and that works. So we'll do it again. I'm Goth Ross. Thank you again. It's been really sad, really depressing. Goodbye.